Hey everybody, just getting some food off Tiffany's face.
Normal things.
Normal stuff. Welcome back again to another episode of the Wish You Were Beer Show. Thank you guys for stopping by. If this is your first time here, this is a weekly live beer review show that we do every Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time here on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter. You can pretty much get it anywhere you want it.
Well, not anywhere. Just those three.
Nobody's gonna Michael Scott me on that one though. God.
Nope.
So thank you guys for stopping by. Down in the About section, you can find all the information, both about our website, past shows, upcoming shows. We keep a pretty relevant calendar for the most part. You can also find all of our subscription-based services that we use. So Beer Drop, Tavor. I don't think Halftime's on there, but we use them with some regularity.
There is no subscription service with them.
Oh, that's a single-use one, right?
Yeah, that's just they have beer, and
they have beer, and
we
buy
order beer from them.
How dare you give them a free service?
No, why not? This is free as well, so who cares? But you can also find all of our Untapped handles. Untapped is the app that we use to check in all the beers and record all the beers we've had on the show. But we also all three use it individually, so you can track when and where we have beer as well, which is a little creepy, but it's beer. You follow along; it's fun. So if you do us a favor, maybe subscribe to the page, maybe like it, maybe share it with your friends, family, coworkers, people you really dislike, really just anybody for that matter. So
walking down the street, hey, check out this show.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of invested at this point. So make sure you subscribe. But again, thanks for everybody stopping by. As always, I'm Daniel. This is Tiffany, and Phil's still in the hostage murder room. I love it.
My last week of murdering.
Oh my! Giving it up, huh?
Yeah, this is I think the longest I've had the same backdrop for a show, so it's time to change it up.
That's why it's kind of confusing for me. Every time you show up on the same background, I'm like, oh, he's still in the same place.
Yeah,
interesting.
And I haven't left, literally. I've just been sitting here for a week waiting for the next show.
That makes sense. Well, you're chained to the floor, so I assume.
Yeah, I like to murder people and then chain myself as well so I feel their pain.
This is the weirdest Saw variation I've ever seen.
I don't think I saw that episode or that movie. There was 8 of them.
Yeah, at this point.
I just missed one.
Yeah.
That being said, how you been, man? We pre-recorded last week's show, so I feel like I haven't seen you in 3 weeks.
It's so weird when we pre-record an episode and there's just an extra few days that I don't see the two of you. It feels like forever. It's really weird.
True story.
Yeah.
I'm I gotta do a show? I gotta set stuff up. What's going on? I get so lost.
Yeah, it was almost like a solid 2 weeks during the holiday season. Yeah. And that was the longest 2 weeks ever, it seemed, because I was like, shouldn't we have a beer show? And then by the time it rolled around, I was like, what are we even doing? How does this? I felt like the cat with the keyboard. Oh, I don't know what's happening.
That's literally how I picture you working every day based on the text you send me.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Because I'm texting you, I'm really busy, and I'm in a meeting. So. It's really fun. It's really fun.
Pretty normal stuff around here.
Yeah.
Me, on the other hand, I'm just here.
Sure. Well, not for long though. This is your last episode in country, as we say.
That is what they say.
Yeah,
I believe that's the term that is professionally used. It's called in country.
Correct.
I am off to the island St. Martin next week.
Nice.
And I'll be there for 3 months, so I have no idea how this show is going to work.
Well,
I just love the idea that you'll be Minecraft pixelated and moving the whole time.
Yeah, I see. You know what? I haven't had any technical issues at all here in the States.
True.
Don't see any happening down there.
Yeah,
none.
It's going to go real smooth.
Yeah.
Us either.
We have the exact same setup we've had since the very beginning of this. And right before we started this show, we were talking before the show, and the internet just went to bed. So all our, me and Tiffany's everything just was oh, we don't work anymore.
Yeah.
It's oh, shit.
We had less than 5 minutes
I think it might have gone out again. Will someone in the comment section tell me if I'm frozen or if they're frozen? Anyone? Because if they're frozen, this is fantastic. Because you guys know how much I love doing this show all by myself. All right. Well, the comments aren't coming in either. So I'm starting to sense that maybe I am the frozen one. Oh, I'm still here. You guys could have played me so hard with that. I could have just sat here. It's a me takeover time. We'll kick them out so that they aren't looking crazy. Oh, anyone grab a screenshot of that? That would have been fantastic. So I'll just keep going with the show for now. I'm doing good, Katie. How are you doing? If anyone wants to come on the show while they're gone, let me know, and I'll just send a link out, and you can just come on. I'll put it right in the comments. On it. All right. Well, tonight we are doing Pastrami on Rye. This is from Pipeworks Brewing Company. I'm excited about this one because you guys know how much I love when beers put on like something like this. Like this better tastes like a pastrami on rye. Like you don't have a choice, especially because it's got Manny's. It's the Manny's edition, which they actually made with Manny's out of Chicago. It's a pastrami sandwich out of Chicago. So I'm excited about this one, but I also think I'm not going to like it. And that excites me too. So Vero's asking, what good beers did I have? This is a terrible episode for Vero, for you to ask me that, because since I'm traveling, I had a beer full of fridge. That's a thing. I had a fridge full of beers, and I was so nervous about drinking them before I left for 3 months. So I started like heavy drinking, like a few a night, because I was like, I gotta get these done before I leave. And then it was like last week, and I looked at my fridge and I had 0 beers. So I went too hard, too fast, too furious. Paul Walker, RIP. So basically, I haven't had any beer this week at all, which is a weird situation for me. But at least I get to have a sandwich and a beer. And on top of that, I also have a sandwich. So basically, I'm very excited to see if this tastes like a pastrami on rye. So we'll see how that goes. But my biggest fear with this beer is that it's going to be super smoky, because they do most meat beers. So I've had other like barbecue beers or like sandwich beers in the past, and they tend to make them heavy on the smoke. And so for me, let me just check my phone so that they can laugh hilariously at me. For me, it's that the smoke is going to be overpowering, and I don't like smoke flavor. So if anyone does want to come on to the show, I just put the invite link into the comments. If you use that link, you can literally come into the show and we'll hang out. So someone come in, bring a beer, tell me what you're drinking. That'll make my life a lot easier, and will cause all of you to not just have to listen to me talk about sandwiches and beer. So if anyone wants to come on, you're welcome to. You don't even have to look your best right now. I don't look my best. It's okay. But to get back to this beer, Andrew's coming on. Oh, thank God. Savior, my savior. How you doing, bud? You're muted, just so you know. It's like a Zoom. Yeah. Oh, so you just came on so I can visually see how awkward this is. Was that the plan? Hey, Andrew, you were supposed to come in here to solve a problem, and all you've done is now made the problem more confusing. Let's bring in Vero.
Hello.
All right.
There he is. There's Andrew. Solve a problem, and all you've done is now made the problem more confusing. Let's bring in Vero.
Hello.
Oh, Vero, do you have the TV on still?
It's off. So, hey, Andrew. So our plan of take. Where is Tim? We need Tim.
I know. Where is Gabriel?
we need Tim, and our plan to take over is done.
This is a pretty good looking show. I'd watch this show right here. You know?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
So
Daniel and Tiffany think they can just come back in.
Oh, look, we brought in
show is-
Andy too. Oh, my God.
We have been panicking.
The best was that you guys. Oh,
Oh,
they're
no,
out
the
again.
camera's out.
You jinxed it because you said we have not had any technical difficulties.
God. What I love that it went out right as they said. Our Wi-Fi went out right before
Literally,
the show started.
as we were talking about it, it just.
I just want everyone to know that I give up. I give up this week. I'm throwing in the towel. There's not enough beer.
Ah.
I
All
think
right.
this show trumps garage door show.
Not for me. I had to sit here talking to myself for a while, which I
No,
do normally.
Andrew and I were commenting. We were asking you questions until you sent the link.
Right.
Yeah, it was good. We learned about Phil. It was all about Phil. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, Katie.
I quickly learned I do not ever want to be a by myself live blogger. That was I learned that real quick.
Well, look, as soon as the internet went down, we were resetting the router, trying to figure out why the hell it wasn't working. And then Tiffany's laptop, she couldn't find her cord earlier, pops up, battery low. So I'm chasing around a cord. She's unplugging the router and resetting shit.
Counting to 10 because I'm like, I know I need to have it unplugged for a certain amount of time.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
The funny part is I unplugged it, blew on it like an old Nintendo, plugged it back in. Here we are.
Perfect.
Some people write poetry. Some people paint pictures. Some people do IT work. I guess we know who I am.
Yeah.
Someone here does it.
yeah, you're hired. You're hired.
Yeah.
I tell Katie to put in a ticket. I'm like, oh, there's a problem. You're gonna have to put a ticket in. I'm sorry.
Gotta put a ticket in.
Wait. I asked where the ticketing system was, and I was told to put in a ticket to get the ticketing system.
Sounds about right, actually.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I'm going to just drink this now that I deserve it.
We want to hear you guys talk about this beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
We're all
honestly,
here.
honestly, we're just gonna open it at this point. We're fucking 15 minutes in.
Wait, do you guys have a sandwich, or is Phil the only one with a sandwich?
We made pastrami and rye for dinner, and then we ate it.
You gotta.
That's what was
They
on
like-
my
they-
face. It was on
They
my
send me
face.
a photo of it. They're like, "Hey, we're doing sandwiches." I was like, "Great, I got a sandwich too." And then they come on. They're like, "Yeah, we ate our sandwich." I was like,
I have my deli sandwich, Phil. I'll eat with you.
There you go.
"Thank you."
We came
That's
very
what
well prepared.
I was like, "No one wants to watch me eat, especially a guy with a beard. You do
Yeah.
not want to watch a guy with a beard eat on camera."
That's why
Just-
I ate it.
Because of the beard?
She shaved right before
Because
the
of her
show,
beard.
but
Yeah.
we had been out of town, so it really came in.
It was. Forgot my tweezers. No, even having eaten this sandwich not on camera as we were opening this up, I still had food on my face, so I just eat like a child. I don't need a beer to fix it. It's just there anyway.
This makes sense.
Yeah.
You basically eat like Phoebe runs.
Correct.
Yeah, Daniel got that reference a little too fast.
Don't judge me.
Well,
All right. Well, let's get back on track then.
All right.
Anymore.
I
Thank
got
you,
it.
Andrew and Vero, for coming
We'll go
in.
back-
Thank y'all.
We'll go back to
Appreciate
you
it.
guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Whew.
Well, I guess
Thanks,
we
guys.
still have to do a beer this week.
That was a lot of fun.
And we're switched. I'm in the wrong spot again.
Hold on.
There we go.
All right.
All is right in
Well,
the world.
On the plus side, I've already introduced the beer, so we can push past that.
Great.
Oh, did you?
We missed it.
Yes, because
I don't
I had
even know what it's
nothing else to
named.
talk about. Except I look to my left. I go, "Oh, I'll talk about this beer." So everyone knows my opinions on it already about just the concept of it. You guys missed it.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Let's get
Kinda.
into
History and
trivia.
facts? Yeah, let's do it.
All right, hold on. God, yeah.
I got a feeling about this show, and I'm for it.
You know what? I had a lot to do while you guys were gone. I'm off now. The whole show is off.
I'll finish with this shit. All right. So, for those of you guys who may be unfamiliar with the show, this is typically the portion where we do a little bit of trivia, either about the beer or about the brewery. Originally, it started out as a history and facts section, and we love that slide so much we're never going to get rid of it, even though it should probably just be called trivia. But nonetheless, here we are. So, let's do some trivia.
All right, this is for Pastrami on Rye, Manny's edition from Pipeworks Brewing Company.
All right. Sorry.
That's you, Tiffany.
That's me. Where?
Have you guys already opened the beer, by the way?
Nope.
No.
Nope. He just
Okay.
opened
Another beer.
a palate
All right.
cleanser. All right.
That's fair.
Where did Pipeworks Brewing start selling their beers? A, they sold them to friends and family from their home brewing garage. B, they sold their beers out of the back of an old van. C, they started as a home brewing online only business.
Interesting.
So I did not write these. I do not know the answers. I am
Perfect.
playing along and I have them over here on my computer. And I will scroll down to the correct answer as we get there. So
I love it.
I am going to say A.
A seems like the easy one for me. C
Yep.
seems like an online only beer business.
I want it to be B, but
I want it to be B, so I'm going to say B. Like
Okay.
they were by a river in a windowless van, just giving beers to people. So I'm going B.
I'm going with B as well because I think I think you give away beers to family and friends
Okay.
Nope.
out of your home brewing garage.
Right.
C, I think there's way too many laws and regulations that it seems like to spend all that money just to sell online doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
Right.
So I'm actually going to go with the van as well.
Yes.
all right, let's see.
Phil, I like your style.
Yep.
You know
Okay.
what?
So they sold their beers out of the back of an old Astro van.
An Astro van at that.
Even creepier.
God, I love it. Can you imagine they're just rolling around in like an Astro van? Like, hey, you guys like beer?
Right. It's
Let me see your ID. Wait, they're out of Chicago. They're not going to sound like that.
Yeah, and I don't think they're checking for IDs. Let's be real.
Oh, is
You're
there
selling
more?
beers out of a van.
I'd love that.
No, there is no more information on that. That is it.
I love it. Honestly, if I could sell beer out of the back of a van and not be put on a list where I need to identify myself when I move into neighbors, I think it's amazing.
All right. True or false? Pipeworks Brewing does not have a tap room.
All they still got is that van.
Hold on. That seems batshit crazy to me, which means
Well,
it
then-
may be true.
Not have a tap room.
Yeah, they're all distro.
I could
Yeah,
see it.
I'm gonna say true as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with true.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Across the
everyone's
board.
going true. I'm going to go with false. Just
Jackpot.
because. We'll see. It's true. I should have stuck with all you. All right. True. They only have a bottle shop. They also do not fill growlers, and they self-distribute their beers to assure freshness of their products.
Interesting.
So they don't even use like a third party to distribute their beers. Where did we get this beer?
True. The van is a mobile tap room.
This one came out of New York, so they have to have distributed somehow.
Well, I mean, I think so. They're not distributing through a carrier. So, like in
Right.
our area, there's multiple like carriers that distribute for all the individual breweries, even the large breweries. Like they even distribute a lot of them for like Anheuser-Busch within the state or within the area. So they've probably just done it in-house in the sense that, great, get you a truck.
Right.
We'll take some to New York, throw it in a bottle shop. We'll take some wherever we can drive to, which is, I mean, that's kind of cool though.
Yeah. For sure.
I'm okay with that. For me, it gives it a lot of. Anytime someone like distributes or doesn't distribute at all and only has a tap room, it gives it a certain amount of like mystique and like I want that beer because I can't just go get it.
Right. And apparently
Yeah.
you can't get it there either.
Yeah,
They have no depth.
Do you think they serve it at Manny's?
That's a good question.
That way, I mean, because that's in Chicago.
Is that a restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the Manny's version.
Tiffany
of
did
a
her
lot of
maximum research.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tiffany is basically just me this week.
I know.
Yeah.
She
We
didn't
can't
even
have-
read the fucking can.
We can't have
made
two
a
of you.
sandwich.
We can't have
Actually,
two of you. It's not fair.
I didn't even make the sandwich. That's where I'm at today.
Yeah. You ate it though.
I did eat it.
Well done.
Yeah.
So yes, Tiffany, it's a delicatessen in Chicago called
Yes.
Manny's, and
Thank you.
the beer that they made with this is made with the same like
Ingredients, if you will.
but it's even like the percentage of ingredients. So it's like the ingredients are the exact same as the sandwich.
Nice.
So they made this with pastrami, like real pastrami.
Wow.
The seasoning.
The seasoning. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I didn't read the can.
Give me the next question. I can't keep living this lifestyle.
All right. How did founders BJ Olson and Garrett Lewis get the funds for building Pipeworks Brewing? A, BJ's father is a huge beer enthusiast and provided them with the capital on the condition that they let him name their first beer.
Mm.
B, they bought an old abandoned brewery outside of Chicago and restored it with their savings. C, they got the money from a Kickstarter campaign online.
God, I hope it's not C.
Yeah, I don't want it to be C
I'm
either.
going with A.
You're going with his father?
Yep.
Okay.
Because I would 100% be like, well, now you're going to name it after me, but here you go.
I'm going to say B because that makes more sense. There was
Yeah.
a brewery that didn't work out and everything was there already because brew tanks and hot liquor, that shit is expensive. So you tell me BJ's father dropped like $100+ grand. Like, yeah, just get started.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's not Stanley Kubrick.
We don't know that.
I'm gonna go with C just to go all three and to also be angry when I'm right.
You are probably right, Phil.
Phil, you're right.
See?
God
All
damn.
right. So they got the money from a Kickstarter campaign online and they raised over $30,000 in 2011 and they opened
They got some
brewery
friends.
in 2012. Or they're just really good at marketing.
Wait, this is 2012?
Yeah.
So this is like early Kickstarter, probably.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was kickstarter.prodigy.org.
It was on a GeoSites. So I think maybe like there wasn't as many because I feel like nowadays if you were like, hey, I want to start a brewery in this area, people would just be like, there's like 12 others that also want to do that.
Right.
And it would be a lot harder.
True story. Yeah, I think the market is saturated enough now. But
Yeah.
So we just cracked the beer. So typically about halfway through trivia, we're gonna go ahead and at least start sipping on this beer, just so we can get a full round picture of it before we tell you how much we love and or disdain it.
God, I hope I hate it.
God, it smells like I hate it.
Yeah.
Not really. It smells delicious, but let's figure it out.
Oh, wow. That does have a smell.
Yes,
All
it
right.
does. Good. No one has COVID.
That's what he said.
Boy, that's got a smell.
True or false, Manny's Deli came into being shortly after World War II.
Shortly after World War II, so 1968.
Yep, that's
Yep.
exactly when it ended.
Mm-hmm.
You are correct.
Mhm.
Correct. Right before we went into
Homeschool.
the Korean War.
I'm going to go with false and say it was before World War II.
Now,
I want this deli to be like the 20s.
yeah.
And it made it through the Great Depression because everyone was like, meh.
I was like, man, we need pastrami on rice.
Right. And then they're like, JK, there's rations.
I also think it's true. I'm gonna go with the peanut gallery here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow along.
Okay. Good. I think I
God,
really.
make your own decisions for once, Phil. I'm tired of this.
All right. There's a lot of writing.
Make me
here.
answer first.
This one has a lot of information, so I'm going to read it all, and I apologize in advance. But it is true. All right. The Raskin brothers, who are two Russian-born brothers specialized in Jewish cooking, they split up, And so Jack bought a restaurant that had been originally named Sonny's. And then rather than tear down the sign and get a whole new one, Jack named his side of it after his teenage son, Emmanuel, or Manny, to friends and family. So by saving the money and simply just buying 2 letters and replacing this the SU in Sonny's with Ma to Manny's, they were able to like save the sign.
Very cool.
That is
All
cool.
right. So in 2020, Manny's took to social media to alert the public that the restaurant at the original location that had been there since 1942 was in trouble. And in a tweet that was retweeted more than 600 times, the restaurant owners were saying that they were struggling. It's not a joke. Like, support your favorite deli and do dinner tonight. And on Wednesday, they all came out in droves and they waited in a line that went out the door to get this 6-inch thick corned beef and pastrami sandwiches, brisket, potato pancakes, matzo ball soup, and other longtime favorites. So the local area like really came through for this deli and saved them through the pandemic. So that's actually very cool.
That is cool.
So it's kind of
Very cool.
I think that's been some of my like favorite stories to come out of the pandemic is some of these like longtime staples or really cool places that you either grew up on or you heard about or you know about that really struggled. And then literally everyone who may have not even been there since they were a kid was like, oh, we need to go eat there, order out from them or do anything we can to try to carry that dollar amount, so to speak, through this whole thing. Unfortunately, we're 2 years in, so I don't know. I don't know, man. I can't eat out all the time.
We're trying.
For my wallet or my belt.
Gotta do the sweatpants.
Gotta do them sweatpants. I'm thinking about getting a pair. But...
This last week, I've had to put my like suit jacket on like multiple times for meetings, but I still had the sweatpants and like slippers on the
It's
bottom.
the classic.
It was the mullet.
Yeah, the mullet, the Zoom mullet.
Yeah,
the Zoom mullet.
it was great.
I don't know why that's the first time I've heard that. That is fantastic. Yes. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. All right. The pastrami sandwich was first served on Ellis Island in the 19th century, brought over by the European Jewish immigrants. B, in New York City at the end of the 1800s by a kosher butcher who got the recipe from a Lithuanian friend. Or C, in 1888 as the main dish of Katz's Deli, the oldest surviving New York deli.
Boy.
I'm gonna go with
Vero. The mullet
C.
or the mallet?
Same thing, really.
Same thing, really. So you
C.
Okay, the main dish of Katz's
Because
Deli.
I think in the pickle episode we talked about this also being a thing that came over around that same time period.
Okay.
Wow, you're remembering things from past episodes?
Yeah, true
Yeah.
story.
I haven't learned a thing.
I don't remember how to make the Wi-Fi work.
I didn't really get to drink a lot before this because I was working, so I'm actually somewhat on top of it. Minus the, really being tired.
The original M&M.
Canceled. The original M&M canceled. They
should have given an M&M a mullet. Then we would have been all inclusive.
Yeah, then it would have lived forever.
Yeah, true story.
All right.
I want it to be B only because when I think of a pastrami on rye, I do think of either the Jewish community or delis in general. But I kind of wanted it to be like a Lithuanian guy originally who's like, "You've never had this? Where do you live? Like, try this. Throw these things together." And some Jewish immigrant was like, "What? Fine, but we're putting a pickle on it." And then everything changed. So I'm going to say B.
Long way to get there. I'm going to go with C as well. I'll go with Tiffany on this one.
Hold on, Phil. Did you say that was a long way to get there after you pissed and moaned about having to talk for 2 minutes? That's not fair.
It sounds fair to me.
All right.
I think I've already talked enough for the whole show. I'm just going to sit here and let you guys do the rest.
We'll be fine.
It would be great.
Yeah, it is.
You've
C.
done it before.
I got
Hey.
one right. I just want everyone to know I got one right.
You did get one. Look, you didn't do trivia this week and you got one right. I'm mad everybody gives me shit about this every week, but smarty pants over here.
All right. So in New York City at the end of the 1800s, a kosher butcher got the recipe.
Yeah, it's 100% B.
Wait, Vero, I think this answer is wrong on here because it says C.
It does. It says C and then explains B.
All right.
God, are you sure the answer is
right.
Are you sure the answer is not E without any question? Are we sure?
I just love that Tiffany took so much pride in that one answer and it was still wrong.
That's it. I'm out.
She'll never not do trivia again. So she'll have to
I
play.
know.
Bitch, if I do trivia last. Oh, sorry.
She did. All right. Well, hold on. Let me continue reading this.
Yes.
All right.
So in New York City at the end of the 1800s, there was a kosher butcher who got the recipe from a Lithuanian friend. And as the story goes, the pastrami became so popular that Volk opened a deli at 88 Delancey Street where he served the meat on rye bread. And it was popularized even more in the 1920s and 30s in delis in the theater district.
Nice.
I got 0 right.
I just want that to be recorded.
That's going to be this week's post.
I love it.
All right.
Tiffany got 0 right. But the 49ers won, so I guess it's all right.
This isn't our football podcast.
Yeah, that's on Monday nights with Aaron Rodgers.
But I still am representing.
All right.
Let's drink this beer.
What do we do now? Oh, that's right.
All right. So for those of y'all unfamiliar with the show, this is now the part of the show we've had a couple of sips of the beer and gotten a little bit through it. We are actually going to individually review. Yes, Phil eats this is pastrami on rye. We are actually going to review the beer, what we like or dislike about it, and give it an Untapped rating. So this week we are doing the Pastrami on Rye, Manny's Deli edition from Pipeworks Brewing out of Chicago. And Phil has a mouthful of pastrami for the first time. So, I'm going to let Tiffany.
This mouth's seen a lot of meat.
Man, I'm so glad you said that.
I muted my mic. I actually thought to, so I saved y'all from that this week.
Well done. Well done. So I'm going to let Tiffany go first because
she's having a great night.
Well, and on top of that, Tiffany loves pastrami on rye, but this is also a smoked rye beer, which I think may persuade her otherwise. So I'm interested.
I don't know what I think about this.
All right, I'll go first.
Well, no. You're right. It is smoked, but it's not heavily smoked. I usually don't like it when it tastes like a campfire. It does not taste like a campfire.
That was my biggest concern about this beer too, is it was going to be too smoky.
Sure.
And I'm very happy to say it is not too smoky.
It is
correct.
It is not too smoky. But I can't place any of the flavors. Like it's just it's an eclectic mix on my tongue.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
think about it as me and Phil go, just in case you want to change your mind a little bit. So I loved like smoked porters, really any smoked beer. I'm a big fan of. I do get concerned that they go too far with it. Like you said, if it's campfire smoke, like straight on the front end, whatever else is in the beer, I'm not going to get. It's just going to be campfire smoke. So I'm kind of with Tiffany on this one in the sense of I do get the smoked flavor, but it's not overwhelming. But I don't get a lot of the pastrami on rye aspects of it. I think I get maybe like a little bit of like whatever mustard or like mustard and pepper that kind of normally couples along with the smoked aspect anyway. That being said, just from the smoked end of it, and I love rye beers in general, I'm still a huge fan. I just don't know if I'm gauging it against other rye beers or smoked beers, that's one thing. If I'm gauging it against how much does it taste like what I expected it to off of the can, very different things.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to go clean in the middle. I still like the beer. I don't think I got what was advertised in some direction. So I'm going to go 3.5.
All right. Tiffany, are you ready or do you want me to go?
Okay, well, hold on. So It says it's a rye ale with smoked malt, brown sugar, black pepper, coriander seed, red pepper, and mustard seed.
Right. So I get a little bit of mustard and definitely pepper.
Right. I was gonna say I get a pepper.
Yep. But that goes along with the smoked aspect of it anyway. Usually that pepper flavoring is in most smoked beers in some capacity.
I need a little bit of the sugar, but I'm not getting anything else. Maybe I have COVID.
Well, yeah.
You did just come back from Florida.
I know.
I wasn't going to mention that, Phil.
I took another PCR test today just
In case DeSantis is watching.
No, I did test negative, but I got another test today just to make sure.
So what are you going to rate this beer?
I don't know. Like I can't
Okay.
place anywhere, so I'm going to say
All
like
right.
3.5 because I just don't know.
All right. It's two
Yeah,
3.5s.
And I'll just say that I'm also going to give it a 3.5. So, but here's why.
Yeah.
I'm with you. It's a good beer. I like the maltiness aspect to it. It's really sweet. It's taking me forever to drink for some reason though.
Yep.
Which is unusual. Which tells me it's maybe a little heavier than I am thinking it is because it is sweet too.
Yeah. But it's
There's a
what,
lot of-
7.2?
Yeah. There's like
Yeah.
a lot of it's very sugary and sweet.
Yep.
I'm not getting the sandwich, and I think that's where they're losing a lot of points for me. It's like not all like there's one thing to say like this is a pastrami on rye beer. Like there's one thing to just say that, but then if you're gonna also bring in like a famous one, and then you're also gonna like hit that in there, it's like whoever gets this either knows Manny's as the sandwich, they know exactly what the sandwich tastes like.
Yep.
Or they're just getting it because it's like, oh wow, a weird pastrami on rye beer. So if I'm the weird pastrami on rye beer person, I expect this to taste like pastrami on rye. Like,
yep.
And then if I'm a Manny's person, I'm expecting this to taste like Manny's. So either Manny's tastes like this, and I just don't know, or it doesn't taste anything like a pastrami on rye.
Fair.
So
And and Vero said it just now too. Like with like sandwich and beer, maybe some of those flavors accent each other like way better. Like they start to show up because you already have that on your palate. But I'm with you in the sense of the only reason I'm buying this beer in the grocery store without knowing anything about Manny's or ever eating there is because I'm like, the fuck? Pastrami on rye and a beer? Give me one.
Yeah.
I think
if you didn't call this pastrami on rye, it's a great beer. It's it's really good.
Yep.
I just want this to be more bready. Like
that's hard to pull off with the rye ales though.
Right.
Because bready is more.
I think it's missing a little bit of like the pickle aspect.
Oh, we still have some of the pickle beer. We can mix it in.
Yeah, we should try it out.
To me, I think it needs a little bit of that like acidic, pickly flavor going on. That might make it a little. That might heighten it and at least give you some sort of like strong flavor in there. That then you go, wow, that kind of does taste like a pastrami on rye with a pickle. Like,
I think a strong flavor, like if they'd have gone really heavy on like the mustard seed end or really heavy on the pickle end to overcome some of the smokiness of like a smoked rye like this, would have made it go, oh, yeah, that tastes like pastrami on rye.
And I'd be interested because they apparently made this beer before, but it wasn't through Manny's. So they had a recipe before for pastrami on rye.
Okay.
Then they connected with Manny's, probably during the pandemic, would be my guess.
Sure.
And that's when they used Manny's exact ratios of the ingredients.
Interesting.
And so maybe those ratios just really don't translate well to a beer because you need more of something to get it there. Or, like without the meat, maybe those flavors just don't exist.
Yeah, I was going to say, and when there's not malts in a pastrami on rye. There's not any of these things. So they're trying to have to probably balance a lot of things to bring this together to try to get it at the right level. So A for effort, 3.5 for beer.
Oh, yeah. 3.5 across the board. No math.
Yeah, I love it.
That is nice.
We should get together on these before the show and just decide what we're going to do.
We always have one before the show. Make
right,
the whole thing,
exactly. So wait, you mentioned we do have Untaps for this one?
We do have Untaps, and I'm so happy you said that because this show is finally kind of going well.
Yep.
we've got a few Untaps, which I was interested in seeing some of these Untapped reviews.
Yeah.
That people are saying, because we were going to see some reviews from people who have had Manny's or people. So it's interesting to see that. So let's take
especially because
because
they don't distro heavily or like all around the world. Like that's interesting.
Surprisingly, really, really good and tastes nothing like a pastrami sandwich. Yeah.
Jackpot.
So it is a really good beer, but at the same, like Phil, you put the note, like it doesn't taste like the sandwich, so don't label it the sandwich. Like I almost think that this would be like Vero also mentioned, it's a good pairing with the sandwich.
Yep.
Like it's a good beer that has flavor to it, but it's not so overpowering that you can still eat it with something.
Yep.
So this would be really good with a pastrami sandwich.
However, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
So Beer Can Appreciation Day 2022. So Kristen S had this beer extremely recently because we just got that same badge last
January.
week.
That was, 2 years ago.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
But earned the Untapped at Home level 26 badge.
Maybe she's new.
You've been out drinking the rest of your Untapped past
or
2
she
years?
just forgets to check it in at the location.
I'd like to view the detailed check. Oh, never mind. It doesn't work that way. I tried to click it. I lost all the screens. Okay, we're back. No, but I think that's great though. Really good, but I didn't get a whole lot of pastrami sandwich out of it.
And I will say, having just taken another bite and then having a sip, it does drink very well with the sandwich.
Correct.
The sandwich is saltier, and then you get the sweetness of the beer, and it's actually pretty interesting.
Oh, that makes good sense. Yeah.
Now I need to
I don't
go
know anything about that.
grab a piece of pastrami.
I mean, we still have some of it in there. We
I'm
can
go grab a piece of pastrami.
Don't. You're fine.
No.
Okay, so how could I not pair this beer with a pastrami on rye from Manny's? I'm not getting all the pastrami spices. They must have used them sparingly. Instead, it tastes like a sweet imperial brown.
Yes,
that is
actually
extremely accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck you, Joshua F. I'm sorry.
I still gave it a 3.5
Sorry.
though. You got it from Beer Miscuous.
By the way, Beer Miscuous, if you happen to check in on this show, thank
Big
you
fan.
for that.
What are you doing?
Sorry, wait.
Okay. Well,
super non-offensive. Good answer, Karen. Next.
I'm just not offended by this beer.
Well done.
What beer is she offended by?
She earned the season of giving herpes to an unknown person in 2021. Thank you, Brett. Oh, wait, Brett W., who took a picture of, I assume, his beautiful mother.
Moving on.
expected something a bit more creative. Good beer just doesn't live up to his titled hype. Yeah. Like I just I don't know. I don't really know what I was expecting, and I think that's why I had a really hard time trying to describe what was in this beer. Because for me, it was like it was missing something. But I at the same time, like thinking of pastrami on rye, like how am I gonna get that in a beer and not make it taste like, wow, why didn't we throw this out? Like I feel like that's I feel like that's not really a flavor that you can have in a beer, but like it pairs well.
Sure.
So at this point, like if they're not serving this with a pastrami on rye,
can you imagine
that could have been an interesting concept where it was like drink this with a Manny's pastrami on rye.
Yep.
That could have been interesting.
And it was only sold in Manny's.
Yeah. Or in the like local area or whatever.
Yeah. That would be, I think, would have been better for this beer.
I'm okay with that.
I also made the pastrami on rye, and I've never lived in New York City or in Chicago. I'm from California.
It was garbage.
So, I mean, it was pretty good. I found the recipe online.
Did you? So you made the whole pastrami itself?
Yes.
I did go to the store and get it sliced.
She baked the rye. She had a long day today, man.
I did have a long day, but it wasn't from this. I had to order the groceries to be delivered here this morning because I thought I was gonna have time to go to the store, and then anyway, I had to go to the store anyway.
I'm sure we're gonna get into this on the next portion of the show.
I don't know what my wish you were beer.
We better start thinking about it.
Many.
Well, all right. So we reviewed Pastrami on Rye, Manny's edition from Pipeworks Brewing Company. Gave it a 3.5. If you're looking for a good smoked rye beer, this is a good one.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for something that tastes like a pastrami on rye, this is not a good one.
Disagree.
Go get a sandwich.
Yeah, go get a sandwich to have with it. All right. So,
I bet you Tiffany is prepped for this one.
she's got so many. The problem is she doesn't know which one to pick. This is the part of the show where we take a second to reflect on something either from the week, a year, our lives, our childhood.
Days of our lives.
Days of our lives.
No,
CBS. But this is just a chance we take to mention something we wish was beer instead of what it actually is. So could be political, could be fart jokes, could be
I always vote for political.
I know, obviously. So that being said, I'll go first. Mine are always easy because I don't actually think about things or care about things, which really makes me sleep well.
Makes one of us.
Yeah, so we're about to get some snow this weekend. Again, we were out of town in a tropical paradise / Florida last weekend when it snowed here, and I thought I had
tropical, not paradise.
Oh, tropical paradise, sir. No mask. All gender-specific bathrooms. It was
to be
beautiful.
fair,
We
to
masked,
be fair, even before COVID, I hated Florida. So
but they have iguanas.
But they do have iguanas.
Phil, did I send you the video of me trying to find it?
oh, you sure did.
Yeah. It was a vacation, so I did a lot of drinking.
True
Did I send you the video of me with the palm tree as a dragon?
No, that
I
one
will
need
send
to.
you that
We'll
one.
put that up on the website because it's worth it. That being said, I wish, honestly, in Virginia, I just wish snow was beer because I'd be excited about it. But unfortunately, no one here knows how to drive in it. No one here knows how to live in it or deal with it. So 2 inches of snow in this area shuts schools down. There's wrecks on it's basically 95 where people had to sleep in their cars for like a day because the interstate got. That's what happens in our area with 2 inches of snow. So I wish snow was beer in our area because then I'd be excited to see it coming this weekend.
Are you not excited? Do you not like snow at all?
I don't mind snow. It doesn't bother me. It really fucks with everything in this area. Things will be shut down. People can't drive in it. We drive in it, no problem.
Drink and...
Well, yeah, and that's fine too, but it's the weekend. I'll be off work.
That's the band.
I'd like to. It's just a person. It's not a band.
Whatever.
I know. Tiffany's very hip to things. So
it's
no,
also, it's the weekend. It's not weekend.
It's Willem Dafoe.
You gotta pronounce it correctly.
So, right. So it just screws with so many things around here, and it becomes like New Year's Eve around here. Even if you can drive, it's so dangerous to go drive in the snow around here because other people cannot. That you just stay home. Like snow shuts everything down. So not cool and as exciting as it would be.
I do have a lot.
You got to pick one.
I
man.
know.
You got.
I'm just gonna really fast run through them.
No, just pick one.
Yeah. I wish vacations were beer because I can afford beer on a regular basis. I wish meetings were beer because then I would be drunk
just
every day.
Save these for other weeks.
No. I wish interviews were beer because I actually really enjoy interviewing people, and then I would be not only interviewing people and having fun, but I'd also be drinking beer and having fun. I'll just stop there.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wish packing were beer because then I'd be excited to do it. That's mine. That was easy.
You're not excited to pack to be out of town for 3 months? What is that, like a duffel bag for you? Like 2 shirts, 1 pair of shorts?
You know, it's the clothing is not a big deal to me. It's all the equipment I have because I'm an equipment junkie, and I just keep needing more. And so now I've just got this like bag full of equipment, and then the hardest part is like I don't want to check my bag full of equipment. So it's like now I got to carry on my bag full of equipment. Have you ever tried to go through security when you know how they're like anything bigger than a cell phone you have to take out of your bag? For me, I'm in line with bins. Just like, here's my camera, here's my drone, here's my laptop, here's my screen. Like and they're just, I'm like, this is stupid.
You know what you should do? TSA pre-check.
Don't you still have to go through it though?
Nope.
You still go through it, but you don't take any electronics out of
I
your
don't
bag.
take my shoes off.
Yeah.
I don't take my stuff out of my bag. I can leave a jacket on if I want.
I prefer the jacket off.
Yeah,
Do
me.
you think I can get that before Tuesday?
No,
Nope.
no,
Not a chance.
no.
They have to call references. They're going to call me, and I'm going to ruin
that
it
was
for
a
you.
different thing.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you're right.
No. It is well worth the money though. So they give it to me and the kids, and so I
turn it down. The government doesn't need any more information on me.
You didn't get it. They gave it to me and the kids, and they were like,
we went to the
shit.
airport and they separated us like we were immigrants.
Nope, you cannot. Oh,
women and children over here. You, man, you could work.
Daniel didn't pass the pre-check list.
Did they call you?
Sorry.
Did you send them any videos we shot whilst in college? That is a concern.
I sent them the whole thing, all the DVDs, all the DVD-Rs. I sent every last one.
I love it.
Well, what are we doing
what the
next
hell
week?
Are we doing next week? Yeah, I don't even know.
Y'all don't even know.
Wait,
I
I looked at the calendar earlier, but I don't remember. I forgot.
Beautiful skin.
Oh yeah,
Brewyard Beer Company. Oh, that's a weird one. Brewyard Beer Company.
Yeah.
We gotta put that in the fridge.
It's the oddly shaped arsonist. Wait, the arsonist has oddly shaped feet. Tough. It's hard to say when you think about it.
Yeah.
It rolled off of my tongue, but you idiots.
Yeah, I magically made this one appear in your house. So,
Yes, you did.
I'm excited about this one. I found this one out here. We'll see. We'll come back next week and you'll learn all about it.
That's why I like the UPS guy. He's my beer tender and he doesn't even know it.
He knows it for some things.
Yeah, that's a Mitch Hedberg reference, by the way.
All right, who's closing this out? I think Tiffany's had a great night.
Nope.
Tiffany is not allowed to close shows. We already know this when Tiffany has a great day.
Yeah.
All right,
Not
I'll
many
close the
guys,
show
but
out.
It's been
There
great.
you go.
Just first off, thank you to everyone who watched it. Thank you to Andrew and Vero for popping up and Katie for popping in and saving me from myself. That made the show very interesting tonight for sure. Anyone, check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and most importantly, subscribe to us on YouTube because we're at 122 subscribers and counting.
We don't have 122 friends.
Someone out there was like, they're going to say 122,000. And I said, nope, 122. That's how many we have.
Done.
So, and check out our website, wishyouwerebeershow.com. We put up all the episodes so you can watch all the past episodes. We've got some great blogs up there as well. In case you ever want to learn about beer glasses, hops, and that sort of thing. Thank you to Vero for doing those for us. And I think that's about it.
Like and subscribe.
I wasn't ready for it.
It
was a great exit,
subscribe.
and my thing was not on the correct. So now we have to sit here awkwardly until we come up with a better ending.
And sub.
Smash the subscribe.